I hear you. And here you have it. Idilla, our great failing. Now let us go to Anakatos. He may hide from our people's needs, but he will not refuse a visitor sent from Athene. The goddess of wisdom was our patron. Though my people worship all the Titans, they hold Athene as our personal guardian. But the gods do not look to us or listen to us. What manner of patron neglects their charge, leaves their wards to the wilderness? We are adrift in these lands, I must admit. We might have been great enough to overcome the burdens, but now we cannot. Now that the trouble with the Jotun has been solved, I am free to investigate other threats to my people, and there are many options to choose from. The gods choose the Primos to lead we Colossi, and to enact their will. Of the gods, we are the favored of Athene, the goddess of wisdom. Or we were. Athene's once common words have been quiet for some time. The Primos has prayed in isolation for years, but she does not answer. Be cautious in these lands. Mind your step here, Beckoned. I wouldn't want the Colossi's failure to claim any more lives than it already has. It is not here by choice. Or our choice, anyways. Such questions would be better suited for the Primos. Suffice it to say that this was made in anticipation of something that never occurred. Very well.
This way leads to the Primos' sanctum and the great mural. I serve Sikandra, as I have for years. Anything she requires, I deliver. The city around us is a great feat, but what you see is less than what we originally intended to raise. You can find our catacombs carved into the land below, near Atilos Nixaros. These were once to be part of Idilla. The mural nearby is a reminder of why we are here, above the lesser races, through the grace of Athene and the gods. The Primos' sanctum lies beyond these stairs. Treat it with due respect, or be subject to Colossi law. We do not keep a prison in Idilla. We try our victims with our spears. The guilty are soon made clear. The gods were good to rip my people from their savagery, but I wonder how easily this gift might be taken away. She is swift, powerful, and decisive, truly worthy of her title. I wish you well on your journeys.
Beyond these stairs is the sanctuary of the Primos, the leader of the Colossi people in the teeth of Naros. I must warn you, Anakatos has not left these quarters in years. He vowed to never cease his prayers until the gods answered them, and his people have languished for it. But I think his answer has finally arrived. Speak to him, Beckoned. His people have need of him. After years in his sanctum, I doubt he is the Primos I once knew. But though we all languish in the god's absence, none suffer as he does. He will likely see you as the answer to his prayers. Farewell.
Is there anything I can assist you with? And how are you finding Idilla, Beckoned? We built it to be a great wonder of this world. It is the greatest city ever built. The gods themselves requested we built it to test our faith. The city soars above the ground, as you have seen, but it is not yet complete. Who knows if it ever will be? The greatest of us are nearly gods, and had the gods not shown us this, we might never have reached the state you see us in now. An odd question. They are gods. It is common knowledge that they are the creators of the Colossi, the creators of this world and everything in it. The great Athene is among their kind, and she has given us the task of inheriting the Titan's legacy now that they have ascended from this world. The Primos attends to his own affairs. I am usually wanting for additional tasks. Anokatos is most secretive compared to his predecessor, who was killed in the Hyperion tragedy. Still, he is our best hope for the Colossi to realize our goals. Be cautious in your travels. You will find Idylla possessing of unique dangers.
And though the path be fraught with tribulation, know that it leads to the land of our greatness, and that we walk it with you. Such were the words the gods spoke to the progenitor of my race when they sought to guide us from our base origins into a fruition of potential. The words have been in my heart every day of my reign, but now they are embodied. Welcome, beckoned. At last, this city will be complete. I am the Primos of the Colossi people. As I lead them in politics, I lead them in prayer. The messenger of the gods, one summoned to bring the word of faith back to our people. I always assumed that the beckoned would be one of my own kind, but you bear the cipher. Your role cannot be made more clear. The Colossi are the children of the Titans. We are the inheritors of their will, and we are the ones that will shepherd this world into a new age. The goddess has shepherded my people for generations. She was responsible for the growth of my people. Somehow, we were found unworthy of her. I have prayed to learn why, but her anger must be far too great. Many are the artifacts strewn throughout this world, but the cipher of Athene, I have seen its outline traced in tomes and scrolls, but never in person. Bearing it makes you an embodiment of her power, beckoned. She sees and hears through you. This is greater than any city or any temple that you will find in this world. Of that I assure you. But the city, though magnificent, is only half completed. This land is the crucible by which my people might be forged to their new destiny. Vicious and inhospitable, it rebukes my people's every step. Because we are all of us, my whole people, incomplete. Because we are not worthy enough, not deserving enough to see such wonders of the gods. And I thought that failure was a finality. I have prayed to the gods in seclusion in hopes of an answer, but they were as quiet as the silent choir. Now the beckoned is come. With you, the gods can bear witness to us atoning for our inadequacies. We must start at once, beginning with the wreath of absolution. Something no Primos would ever wish to wear. They are only made in times of great need, and we must prove to the gods our devotion. The Wreath of Absolution can only be created from the hands guided by Athene. I must ask you to assemble it. First, a golden prayer circlet is needed to serve as its base. The art of crafting one is all but lost to us, but I require one all the same. The last Primos to wear a Wreath of Absolution, Arches, is buried with one such circlet. Secandra led you to me, did she not? Then she will lead you to the circlet. He led my people into the times that you see today. The gods did not favor his reign, clearly. The Silent Choir is a group of our most faithful followers, and serve me as I serve the gods. So deep is their faith that they never speak upon entering service. It lies in his crypt, in the darkest pits beneath the city. They are old halls, and they have fallen into disuse. I understand there might be trepidations in taking such an artifact from my predecessor's crypt, but I assure you, it is ordained. The times we have arrived at are desperate, and when the heavens show their intent, one cannot stand too much on ceremony. We must act.
You return. Well, the Primos has not graced the ears of his subjects in ages. What has he said to you? The circlet of Arches. And Anakatos expects me to lead you to it? Has his reclusion left him senseless? Has he forgotten his history as well as his people? Very well. As I cannot refuse the Primos, I will meet you in the crypts, in the undersewers of the city. Let us deal with this as quickly as possible. You are the first to hear his voice in some time. I almost thought he would join his acolytes in their silent pact. But his prolonged absence from his people has taken its toll on his judgment. Does the crypt of Arches have no sanctity to him? I have had chances to speak of Arches before, but it is not fitting for me to discuss him. Not now. We can find it in the crypts beneath the city's sewers. They are old structures, forgotten as the city was built above them. Farewell.
careful of the marauders if you go to the teeth.
You do so much for us, Beckoned. How great of you to come to our city. Much. We have many issues in our great city that need attention. We encourage all who wish to help to find a task suited to them on the nearby petition board. You may examine it, should you wish. There are always smaller items of inquiry or aid that the people of Idylla need. This board allows the community to assist them. There are always things to look after in this city, but keeping busy is a good way to ignore a burdened spirit. I am a member of the Guard, like any other. I am responsible for helping to manage the peace of the city.
And it would seem that the deliverer of my people has found me at last. Many honored greetings to you, Beckoned. If you would, I have more than pleasantries to discuss. Like many, I seek your prowess. The beacon shows the path the Colossi must walk again. So it has always been claimed. Looking at the Colossi here, you will find we have it in ourselves to be truly great. But we are also capable of much violence. I have lost much to the beasts of this land. I aim to ensure that none share this sorrow. It is a grand city, worthy of protection. I strive to guard its citizens from the menaces below us, in the teeth of Naros. Another time, perhaps.
Please, just let me past. I will only be gone for a short while.
You know why you cannot leave. Without you, the city could never be completed.
You cannot keep me here against my will. I'm not some animal.
You know it is far too dangerous for you to leave.
My business in the teeth of Naros is no concern of yours. Others may come and go as they please. I demand the same respect.
No, Passator. It is not safe out there. You must remain in the city. That is final.
What is it? Unless you can somehow convince the guards to let me leave the city, you're only wasting my time. I'm sorry. It just makes you a little crazed, you see, being locked inside this city like a penned animal. All I want is to leave for a short time to travel to the Warren and check on my wife, Galatea, but I cannot leave. I did not choose to leave her, Beckoned. I wanted her to come with me. But she can be difficult to move to action sometimes. But I cannot retrieve her now, for I am one of the city's finest masons. The guard are under orders not to let me leave, so I do not die. All I want to know is that she is unharmed, but I've done so well for this city that I am forbidden from departing. Well, you can certainly try, but Galatea is stubborn as stone. Would you truly beckon? That is something. At least I will be certain that she is unharmed. I left her in the ruins of the Warren, the city's old quarry. You should search there for her. The stone used to build this city was dug out from the Warren. It was our main quarry, but much of it is inaccessible now. The rest is home to beasts. My wife and I were separated when the city was razed. I believe her to still be in the teeth of Naros. I hope she is unharmed. This city is the child I never had. I poured myself into this stone, these edifices, these reliefs. But now I have been here so long that these walls have lost their charm. They are only the bars of a prison to me. I am one of Idila's finest masons, so much so that it seems I am an institution amongst my people. It seemed nice at first, but they handle me like a work of art, with too much caution. We were separated when the city was razed. I last saw her in the quarries of the Warren. Please find my wife.
Watch your step in the concourse. How are you finding our city? Is it not wondrous? I am sworn to protect the people of this city before all else. Each member of the Guard would lay down their life for our people. Truly, it is worth protection. With the trials my people went through to raise it into the sky, it has become more precious than gold. But these earthly costs are nothing compared to the rewards that will come to us. I know it. The concourse is the main hub of our city. It is a place of gathering and prayer. However, it has been quiet since the great tragedy. I am sorry, I cannot say more. Be careful on your travels.
I can help repair your equipment. What can I do for you, Beckoned? My days as a guard are behind me, but I know my way around arms and armor. I can patch it all up. Everything one requires, one will find in the concourse market. Weapons, armors, and healing implements. I was one of the first to settle in Idilla, and I will be the last to leave if it ever comes to that. Many pine for our home of old, but not me. The clouds are my refuge now. Farewell. The Beckoned! Can I interest you in a potion? My potions will allow you to fight the battles your divine station requires, Beckoned. Not many of my kind are drawn to horticulture, but it teaches me patience and satisfaction. The plants of the teeth are strange compared to those from our original homeland. They require much attention and deft care, and as I've found, tiny hands. You would make a good apothecary, I wager. There are miracles, great and small, to be seen in this world if you know where to look. But the gods had no use for subtlety with us. Look at this city. You can see their love of us. I have potions for every need. Can I interest you in some armor? Do you see any armor in my stock you approve of? I handcraft all of my work. Armor is my passion, my livelihood. No one in all of Idilla can provide protection of higher quality. I am reputed with good reason.
Though our skin looks like stone, we are but flesh. As any mortal race, we need armor to protect ourselves. There is no finer city than this. Have you seen any other place in Amalur that can match our horizon? Have you found streets more pristine and appealing? You have not, because that is an impossibility. With my armor, you have nothing to fear.
Welcome to the Idylla Market, Beckoned. Can I interest you in a freshly honed weapon? I construct weapons, and then I sell them. Most colossi are uncomfortable with their hands unfilled, so I endeavor to fill them. Would you like one? A weapon, I mean. Your hands are small. We prefer the spear, for it suits us most in these lands, against this wilderness. But our travels have taken us many places, and I can craft weapons of every shape, and all are equally deadly. Our city didn't always have a place among the clouds, but colossi ingenuity changed that. While it saves us from the wilds, it is my weapons that save the guard down below. Fare you well, Beckoned.
A finer sagecrafter there is not. Dealing with gems is a specialty of mine. Attention to detail is not overly common amongst the colossi. Much can escape the notice of one so elevated. But the facets and powers of my gems hold so much meaning and power. How could I ignore them? There is a lesson in sagecrafting. Even the smallest jewel can turn a common sword into a deadly weapon. This city is a promise between us and the gods. But it is also a promise between us and the races of Amalur. My people will grow into the majesty of the city. And with the empire to come, we will spread the gods' light.
The finest magical crafts, guaranteed. I am sure you shall find something in my stock to your liking, Beckoned. Though magic is new to our people, I can craft fine artifacts for it. I bear my skill proudly. There are those that stand by their spears, but even our greatest warriors acknowledge the worth of magic. Our ancestor race, the Myru, had no skill with magic. You can see how much we've progressed. With our arcane skill, we set this whole city to float among the clouds. But such ability must be tempered with appropriate humility, so the Primos has taught. I do not envy his position. He must lead us after his predecessor's grave mishaps. However, he will bring much glory to our people should his goal be realized. I will be here if you need.